Nordson Corporation is proud to continue to invest in educational opportunities through our sponsorship of Academic Challenge. Nordson is a global leader in precision technology solutions with a long and proud history of giving back to the communities where we live and work. Each year, we donate 5% of our U.S. pre-tax profits to charitable endeavors, prioritizing programs that support STEM education, human welfare, and arts and culture. To date, Nordson and the Nordson Corporation Foundation have donated nearly $173 million to charities, awarded $7.5 million in scholarships, and our employees have logged more than 117,000 volunteer hours. Thank you for watching Academic Challenge. Best of luck to all the participants.
Teams from
Nordonia, Normandy, Waterloo.
Take the challenge on the Nordson Academic Challenge. And we welcome you to the Nordson Academic Challenge. I'm your host, Rob Powers. We're so glad you're with us this morning. For the next 30 minutes, our players will be tested on their knowledge of subjects like math, science, history, a few other topics as well. So please, once again, welcome our teams from Nordonia, Normandy, and Waterloo. Let's take a look at the leaderboard. Today's winner will be the team with the highest point total at the end of 5 rounds. By the end of the season, 60 teams will have competed in this game. The 3 highest teams will be back. Highest scoring teams will be back to play in our 56th championship game to win a top prize of $6,000 for their school, awarded by our friends at Nordson. Let's start today where we start every Saturday. Compete in this round, all 3 teams. I ask 10 questions that have a common theme. We award 20 points for a correct answer. We take away 20 points for an incorrect or no answer. This is our lightning round. We start each team with 100 points. Everybody ready? Hands on your buzzers. Here we go. Though we have 26 letters in the alphabet, today we focus on the letter S. All answers begin with the letter S, as in Susan. Got it? The black widow is this kind of poisonous arachnid. Normandy.
Spider.
That is correct. If you eat tofu, you're eating a product made from these beans. Normandy.
Soy.
That is correct. He was the defendant in the 1925 Tennessee monkey trial. Answer? Scopes. This is China's biggest city. Waterloo.
Shanghai.
That is correct. In 1965, there was a major civil rights march in this Alabama city.
Montgomery.
Waterloo. Excuse me?
Montgomery.
Selma is the answer. Selma. You find this stone in the title of a Harry Potter book. Waterloo.
Sorcerers.
That is correct. What type of plant lives on and gets nourishment from decaying matter? Nordonia.
Mushrooms.
A saprophyte. Saprophyte. This is the old name for Thailand. Answer is Siam. In a Danish fairy tale, this bird was once an ugly duckling. Nordonia.
Swan.
That is correct. Our Great Lakes Science Center question in this week comes from a woman who appeared on this show when she was in high school. It's Liz Conway, the Vice President of Development for the Great Lakes Science Center.
We would be nowhere today without computers, and this term encompasses all computer programs, telling a computer how to perform tasks and operate.
Answer? Normandy.
Software.
Software is correct, and that's the end of our round. We are off and running. That was a good first round, too. We've got more of the Nordson Academic Challenge coming up right after this. Welcome back to the Nordson Academic Challenge. If you'd like more information on any of the schools that appear this season, scan that QR code you see on the upper right-hand corner of the screen with your cell phone. That code takes you to the news5cleveland.com Academic Challenge page. We have links for all of this season's schools' websites right there. Time for us to play Hot Picks. One at a time, I ask each team 8 questions picked by the captain from another team. Correct answers here are worth 20 points. No penalty for a wrong answer. Answer all 8 questions correctly, you get 25 bonus points. Before we get to the questions, let us meet our teams. Armorveer back for a second year, the captain of Nordonia. Congratulations, welcome back.
Yep. Hi, my name is Armorveer. I'm a senior in Nordonia, and I'm in National Honor Society, and my favorite color is red.
There you go. I knew that was coming. Yeah. Ava, good morning. Welcome.
Hi, I'm Ava. I'm a 9th grader, and I'm in the NHS marching band. I play bass, drum, and trombone.
Welcome. Glad to have you. Hi, Madeline.
Hi, as you know, my name is Madeline. I'm a freshman. I'm from Nordonia High School, and I'm also in the band, and I play the mellophone.
There you go. For your questions, Nordonia, we go to Charity, the captain of Normandy. You have an open board, 1, 2, 3, or 4. Pick one.
2.
2. Okay. No pressure here, Nordonia. These are all yours. All set? Here we go. A Testament of Hope is a collection of writings by what American civil rights leader, a Nobel Prize winner who was assassinated in 1968?
John F. Kennedy.
Martin Luther King Jr. is the answer there. In the early 1800s, sailors from Cape Verde, a tiny country off the African coast, often served on U.S. ships hunting what largest sea mammal?
Whale.
That is correct. A warming climate is causing huge chunks of ice to break off at the glaciers on what largest island that holds 10% of the world's ice?
Antarctica.
Greenland. Greenland is the answer. That's okay. Let's go to the monitor. Here's your science question. Superconductivity was discovered when it was found that certain metals could conduct electricity indefinitely without any resistance when near which of these temperatures?
Absolute zero.
That is correct. The philosopher Plato is thought to have written the oldest surviving account of what legendary lost continent?
Atlantis.
That is correct. The secret of the universe is 42. That's according to what author of So Long and Thanks for All the Fish?
No answer.
Douglas Adams is the answer. Let's go back to the monitor. Here's your math question. Perform the indicated operation giving your answer as a positive integer. Answer?
40.
That is correct. Though he was also a successful playwright, British General John Burgoyne is remembered for losing what 1777 New York battle that was a turning point in the American Revolution? Answer?
Gettysburg.
Saratoga is the answer. Nordonia, good round. Okay. That takes us to Normandy, and that takes us to the captain, Charity. Charity, tell us about yourself.
Hi, I'm Charity. I'm a senior, and I am also in 4-H.
There you go. Welcome this morning. Hi, Olivia.
Hi, I'm a senior. This is my second year on Academic Challenge, and I'd love to thank Rob Powers.
There you go. You're welcome. Let's go to Selena. Hi, Selena. Good morning.
Hello, I'm a senior. I play trombone and violin, and I would like to thank Dr. Turner and Mr. Verley for being here and supporting us.
There you go. All right. We welcome all three of you this morning. For your questions, Normandy, we go to Riley, the Waterloo captain. Riley, we're down to envelope 1, 3, or 4.
3, please.
You got it. Okay, Normandy, all you. All set? Here we go. Over 100,000 fish swim behind 2-foot-thick acrylic walls in the world's largest aquarium in what Georgia state capital?
Atlanta.
That is correct. Though technically a fruit, what main ingredient of ketchup was defined as a vegetable by the Supreme Court for tax purposes?
Tomato.
Of course it is. In 1877, the American astronomer Asaph Hall discovered that there were 2 moons orbiting what planet fourth from the sun?
Mars.
That is correct. Let's go to the monitor. Here's your science question. Which of these terms refers to the unit of measurement equal to 1/1,000,000th of 1 meter?
A micron.
That is correct. The World Health Organization says that a liter of drinking water should have no more than 200 milligrams of what element whose chemical symbol is Ca?
Calcium.
That is correct. The fictional character Scout is not a dog, but a young child who narrates what classic novel by Harper Lee?
To Kill a Mockingbird.
That is correct. Back to the monitor. Here's your math question. Evaluate this expression, giving your answer as an integer.
15.
That is correct, and that was big. This is for the bonus points. During the Second World War, the Army Chief of Staff was not Eisenhower, but what general, whose name was later given to a European recovery plan? Answer is Marshall, the Marshall Plan. Nice round, Normandy. Good job. That takes us to Waterloo. Riley, you're the captain. Congratulations. Tell us about yourself.
My name is Riley. I'm a senior, and I'm in National Honor Society.
There you go. Welcome this morning. Hi, Ava.
Hello.
Tell us about yourself.
My name is Ava. I am a junior, and I do color guard, track, and quiz bowl.
There you go. There you go. Hi, James.
Hello. I'm a junior at Waterloo. I would like to thank Mr. Drugan for driving us out here today.
Very good. And we'd like to thank all 9 of you for coming to our little program this morning. We really appreciate it. For your questions, Waterloo, we come to Armavir, the captain of Nordonia. We're down to envelope 1 or 4? 4. You got it. Okay, Waterloo, these are all yours. All set? Here we go. We now know that an ability to use tools is a trait we share with what 8-armed invertebrate sea creature?
Octopus.
That's correct. Today, people may opt for plastic surgery, but what 16th century explorer is remembered for his effort to find the Fountain of Youth in Florida? Answer?
Vasco da Gama.
Ponce de Leon is the answer there. Ponce de Leon. Although he became emperor of Haiti, Henri Christophe originally had what miserable status abolished in the U.S. by the 13th Amendment?
Slavery.
That is correct. Let's go to the monitor. Here's your science question. Which of these physical properties is most important in determining the method of collection of a gas in a laboratory?
Melting point.
Solubility is the answer there. Sorry. Small town in New Mexico is named for what Mexican Indians whose leader, Montezuma, was captured by Cortez?
Aztecs.
That is correct. The Things They Carried, both physical and emotional, is a short story collection about soldiers fighting in what Asian war that ended with the fall of Saigon in 1975?
Vietnam War.
That is correct. Let's go to the monitor. Here's your math question. Evaluate this expression, giving your answer as a positive integer.
21.
That is correct. The Old Regime and the French Revolution was the title of a book by what Frenchman, better known for his work, Democracy in America?
Lafayette.
Tocqueville is the answer. Good round, all 3 teams. That's the end of that round. We've got more academic excitement coming up right after this.
Places.
All right, welcome back to the Nordson Academic Challenge. Joining us once again this season, courtesy of our partners at Cuyahoga Community College. Look, it's Michael Landstrom. Michael, thanks for being here. Man, oh man, I'm going to start charging you rent. Before we continue with our next round, let's check out the scores so far. In third place with 180 points, Nordonia. Waterloo, 220 in second place. Normandy leading the way right now with 300 points. But hold on, time for our picture-perfect round. All 3 teams compete in this round. I'll ask questions that all have a common theme. They have a video or picture element. You can check that down there at the monitor. There are 8 questions in this round. We award 20 points for a correct answer. For no answer or a wrong answer, we take away 20 points. So hands on your buzzers, please. Eyes on the monitor down front. All set? Here we go. This dog was a runner-up for what leading canine role in The Wizard of Oz? Waterloo.
Toto.
That's correct. This mask was created by an Indian living in what westernmost Canadian province that also includes Vancouver? Waterloo.
British Columbia.
That is correct. A 1916 Arab revolt against the Turks was led by this man, what Englishman, who wrote 7 Pillars of Wisdom? Waterloo.
Lawrence of Arabia.
That is correct. Find the value of this expression. Normandy.
0.
That is correct. Choice. This is Landscape with Red Spots by what artist, often called the originator of abstract art? Norman Rockwell, Vasily Kandinsky, or Renoir? Answer is Kandinsky. Choice. Which of these terms refers to a high-energy photon of electromagnetic energy? Nordonia.
Gamma ray.
That is correct. The main figure in this painting is what legendary Greek hero whose mother dipped him in the river Styx? Waterloo.
Achilles.
That is correct. Seen here is the home issue of Cleveland Magazine, which brings to mind which series of policies in the 19th and 20th century America in which farmers could acquire ownership of public lands? Waterloo.
Homestead Act.
That is correct. That's the end of that round. We're off and running. Don't go anywhere. We're going to mix it up right after this. Hey, welcome back. Let's meet our school advisors from Nordonia. Lori Day from Normandy. Say hello to Donna Turner and Tom Burley. And from Waterloo, Good morning, Greg Drugan. Thanks to you for bringing the kids here and getting ready for all this stuff. Time now to mix it up. One at a time, I ask each team 6 questions. A correct response here worth 20 points. No penalty for a wrong answer. Any team answering all 6 questions correctly in this round receives 25 bonus points. Nordonia, you're up first. All set? Here we go. You can amaze us if you find in this phrase the name of what chief Greek god associated with the Roman Jupiter. Answer?
Zeus.
That is correct. Someone with a very untidy appearance could best be described by which of these adjectives?
Discipled.
Disheveled is correct. Whatever your SAT score, you can rearrange these letters to name what ancient Greek philosopher forced to end his life by drinking hemlock.
Socrates.
That is correct. What same word will satisfy both of these definitions? Answer?
Punch.
That is correct. You have to draw the line somewhere. Which of these terms identifies the defense line built by France that proved ineffective in World War II?
The Maginot Line.
The Maginot Line
Yeah.
is correct. That is right, and that's big. This is for the bonus points. You can complete this 1976 statement about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers if you fill in the blank with what word meaning 100 years?
Century.
Century is correct for the bonus points. There you go. There you go. All righty. Normandy, it's that easy. Here we go. All set? Let's do it. You won't have to choose if you find here the hidden name of one American who invented the telegraph and developed a code to use with it.
Morse.
That is correct. The word surrogate is a synonym for which of these words?
Substitute.
That is correct. Forget goats. Rearrange the letters here to name what ancient Greek mathematician regarding the sum of the squares of the legs of a right triangle equaling the square of the hypotenuse. I need the name.
Pythagoras.
That is correct. What same word will fit both of these definitions?
Second.
That is correct. Which of these terms would best fit journalist Lincoln Steffens, who exposed political corruption in his 1904 book, The Shame of the Cities?
Muckraker.
That is correct. That was big. This is for the bonus points. To complete this phrase from Shakespeare's Julius Caesar, add what sort of celestial bodies, such as Sirius and Alpha Centauri?
Stars.
That is correct for the bonus points. Yeah. Oh, boy. Waterloo, I don't want to put the pressure on, but here we go. All set? Here we go. Hidden in this phrase is the name of what country on the Iberian Peninsula?
Spain.
That is correct. If you are imploring someone, you are taking which of these actions?
Pleading.
That is correct. You can rearrange the letters in this anagram to name what Egyptian port city famed for its ancient library?
Alexandria.
That is correct. What same word satisfies both these definitions?
Rare.
That is correct. The 27th and most recent constitutional amendment deals with which of these?
Congressional salaries.
Yes, it is. And again, that was big. Here we go for the bonus points. You can complete the title of this book by Henry Rosati by placing in the blank what shade that's a blend of black and white?
Gray.
Gray is correct for the bonus points and a perfect round. That's the end of our round. We'll be back with our final and deciding grab bag rounds coming up right after this. Welcome back to the Nordson Academic Challenge. Look at these scores. In third place, 345 points, Nordonia. We have a tie here for first, 465 points for both Normandy and Waterloo. Here we go. Time for the grab bag round. All 3 teams compete in this round. I'll ask as many questions as I can. For each correct answer, we award 30 points. We take away 30 points for a wrong or no answer. Again, this is for all 3 teams. Hands on the buzzers, eyes on the monitor when we need it. All set? Here we go. The official flag of the modern Olympics includes what number of interlocking circles? Waterloo.
5.
That is correct. Although it is a one-of-a-kind building, what same federal monument appears on both the $5 bill and the penny? Nordonia.
Memorial.
Excuse me?
Lincoln Memorial.
That is correct. Under the legislation that organized the territory of Hawaii in 1900, the governor had to have what same minimum age as the U.S. president? Normandy.
35.
That is correct. This tartan is associated with a Scottish general who was executed in 1650 at the direction of what Puritan Lord Protector of England? Waterloo.
Lord Cromwell.
That is correct. Dolly Madison's first husband died from what contagious disease for which Edward Jenner would later develop a vaccine? Nordonia.
Smallpox.
That is correct. What is the positive geometric mean between 2 and 32? Answer is 8. Sorry, I said it. Sorry then. The Pony Express did not have its starting point in St. Louis, but rather in what other Missouri city also named for a saint? Normandy.
St. Paul.
St. Joseph. St. Joseph. This mocking quote comes from what French author of The Three Musketeers? Answer? Dumas. Dumas. Choice. On a weather map, an isotherm connects places with the same pressure, temperature, or wind velocity. Answer? Nordonia.
Temperature.
Temperature is correct. Arguments about government surveillance often refer to the ban. That's our final buzzer. We go right to the scores from there. Okay, in third place this morning with 435 points, Nordonia. In second place with 465 points, it is Normandy. And the winner of today's academic challenge with 525 points, it's Waterloo. Hey, come on back next week. We feature teams from Independence, Midview, and Western Reserve Academy. Thanks for watching this one. I'm Rob Powers. Study hard, and we'll see you right back here next week. Ciao.